Hooray! Hi everyone, this is Lilian Mutambo here on Lilian Mutam's TV. I have a very important topic I would like to discuss with everyone before I go out and do my errands. Because I need to explain a few things about living in the UK. Now, it's easy for you to have a certain picture about the UK immigration system, but some of us who've gone through it, it's better we explain to you so that you have a clear understanding and a clear picture of what really goes on. So let me share this stream, and for those of you who would like to join the discussion, please do let me know. I have a link, but I just want to talk about this sad story, which many people find it so difficult to understand. But I want to just give you my understanding of the UK immigration system and why. And why many times I have always insisted on the fact that please remain in your African country because things have changed to the way they used to be many years ago. So I'll share this video on my pages. Join us now, and then I'll also share the links as well. And tell me where you're watching me from. This is Lilian Mutambo on my YouTube channel and Facebook pages. So I'm about to drop the link as well so that you could join, and then I'll also talk about what's been going on as well in the UK system. Thank you so much for more than 87,800 subscribers. I should be hitting 88,000 subscribers soon. Tell me where you're watching me from. Please comment down below. So let me just share the link now, and then I can start. And then I can start talking about this matter, because I really want you to be part of this. I know people who have questions about moving to the UK and how the system works. Okay, so here is the link on my pages. Please share with everybody, because I know many people have always wanted to live in the diaspora, and it's not an easy place to be. And the story of Mercy is a touching one, because she has lost her life as a result of hunger. And, I'll tell you what the whole story is all about. And that's, when I say hunger, I don't necessarily mean hunger, but that's what's being said in the story. So the young lady in the images that you will see, her name is Mercy from Uganda. Mercy Baguma from Uganda. She was based in Glasgow. Okay, so that's Mercy. That's Mercy. She was based in Glasgow. So Mercy was an asylum seeker living in Glasgow in Scotland, where she had a visa before and her visa ran out, and she decided to apply for asylum. And only last year she had a baby with her Nigerian boyfriend, who was a student as well and has a master's degree in engineering. And him too, he's 30 years old. He has no papers in the UK as well. He's currently waiting for his leave to remain under asylum as well. Now, this is how the UK system works. The moment you get into the country, there's either if you enter the UK maybe as a visitor, you cannot renew your visa, you cannot extend your visa. If you go to the UK as a student, you have every right to extend your visa. Now, that's where many people find themselves in the trap of overstaying. When you overstay your visa, people assume that it is easy to get your stay in the UK even when you have children. The UK system does not work like that. Once you have a child with a non-British father as a woman, you are not entitled to any leave to remain, or even your child is not entitled to your passport. So in this case, Mercy, who has a baby with a Nigerian, she would be classed as an asylum seeker because she applied for asylum, and then the son would be classed as a Ugandan under the British law. It's not even against their human rights because they started that a long time ago, since 1983, when they stopped the automatic citizenship, like what happens in America, where somebody can go to America and they will be classed as an American. And that's what Trump wanted to stop recently, if you've heard of that. Now, Mercy was living in a flat, in an apartment, where she and her Nigerian boyfriend, would occasionally live together, according to what I've read. But during the lockdown, according to what I've read, again, it states that the articles state that he had moved back to his apartment when the lockdown was eased. Now, I have a lot of questions here. I mean, in the first place, I don't understand why Mercy's boyfriend decided to live on his own and leaving Mercy with the child, when Mercy had no financial support at all from the UK immigration system. Now, the UK immigration system, the way it works, when somebody applies for asylum, they don't come to you and say, come and collect money. You have to apply to them. And you have to prove beyond any reasonable doubt that you have no financial support from any family member. Look, most people, most of us have gone through that system where you have to show your bank statements to show that you have no support whatsoever from anybody across the world. Your bank statements are proof. And in this case, Mercy as well was working. She had a job. For those of you who don't know who Mercy is, I will say briefly who she is before I get into the story deep. So Mercy is a Ugandan who was found dead in Glasgow. And the stories across the internet were that Mercy died of hunger because her son, who was found in a cot bed for the past 4 days, I believe, where she is suspected she had been dead for about 4 days, was found with malnutrition because he didn't have food for the past days. And the internet has been going crazy with rumors that Mercy did not receive any support from the asylum system. Now, the boyfriend was receiving £35 a week. Let's not beat ourselves, guys, like, oh, the UK government owes you every right to look after you and everything, when we have to follow the procedure of how you can get the support. Now, if the boyfriend is getting £35 a week, that's a lot of money for them to survive, because in the first place, the asylum system allows you to stay in an accommodation for free without paying a penny. And you don't pay no bills except, you get financial support. That's it. Now, this is what I find with many Africans in Europe, where the man has given children to a woman, maybe even 4 kids, and it's happening a lot. And then the man lives in another address, and then the woman is claiming as a single mother, applying for refugee status. The UK law allows people to be a couple. But I don't know where people get this assumption that if a woman is staying on her own, the UK asylum system is going to help them faster, or maybe they'll feel pity because the laws in the UK, they mainly favor women as well. It's more maternal side because we have the Queen, and yet they support families, even though the guy is from Nigeria and she's from Uganda. If they went together to make a claim to say, look, we are a couple now, we've had a child together, the UK system allows that. So let me just read this story regarding this. It's very painful, but I just want to educate others who may find themselves in this situation of Mercy. Okay, so the partner of an asylum seeker mom who was found dead in her Glasgow flat has told of the anguish knowing of their 1-year-old son lay next to her for days. Ugandan Mercy Baguma, 34, died in Govan on August 22. Her body was found by partner Eric Nnana, 30, with little Adriel distressed next to her. The couple had been living together during lockdown, but Eric had recently moved back to his own home. I don't understand that. I mean, what was the reason for Eric moving back to his own home when Mercy had his child? This is where we need to educate ourselves as Africans, where we assume being a single parent, living as a single parent will get you mercy from the British authorities. And yet the law is the law. If you have a child in Britain and the father is not a British and you are not in any way linked to any British lineage, you have no British lineage, your child will never get the documents until the child reaches the age of 7 years old. When lawyers were telling us this many years ago, it sounded like it's another story from another world until we found ourselves in this situation. Until we found ourselves in this situation. And then you realize that no, it's true. The law is there. Until the child reaches 7, that's when you qualify. Now, the internet went crazy. She was starving. She was hungry. The British system failed her, blah, blah, blah. From what I know personally, there's what you call food banks from churches. And those food banks will not follow you. You have to follow them to get support. The Catholic is very good at that. You go to any Catholic church, they will support you. You go to any Church of England church as well, they will support you. You register. But the thing is, we Africans, when we're in the diaspora, what we do is we want to find ourselves only with African people. And then the same African people, they don't even know much knowledge about, the UK system and how you can survive. And yet the churches, they are available to support you. We want to go to these Pentecostal churches in the Western world, which don't even support us. Like Zainab is saying, she had no recourse to public funds. Yes, but when you apply for asylum, you can still apply for asylum seeker support, but you need to prove that you don't have anyone to support you. And that is where a lot of people get it wrong. Even if she has a child, this is what the UK immigration do. Even if you have a child with someone and the person is in the UK, what the UK immigration system will ask is if they can even have a letter. It's a short letter from the guy just saying, oh, I'm not ready to support this child and the mother. And there's organizations such as the British Red Cross. The British Red Cross is there to support refugees and asylum seekers. When you go there and explain to them, this is my situation, even the British Red Cross give each person in a family household £10 a week until your asylum support is resolved. Now, when we talk about recourse to public funds, the UK system does not allow anybody who is a student or somebody who does not have permanent residency to have access to public funds. Public funds means taxpayers' money, which is money that is given to you, for, say, housing benefit, social security benefit, other people can call it like that. Other benefits are you getting income support because you don't have a job. And then there's other benefits such as, tax credits, which come only if you are working. But in this case, Mercy was not working, because she had overstayed her visa and she was not entitled to any public funds. Now, if somebody is not entitled to public funds, there is other ways around that the UK system can support you. Believe you me, I refuse to accept that somebody can die of starvation in the UK. It is not true. I will refuse this because we must be fair. You understand that the laws are there. They tell you if you don't have a leave to remain in this country, go back to your country. You are a graduate, you have a degree. The boyfriend also has a master's degree. Then you decide to stay. And then you only have a child after your leave to remain expires. And then you expect the British system to kind of like say, okay, because you have a child, let me look after you. Even social services cannot help you because they are not even allowed under the laws to support somebody who has no recourse to public funds. Because the moment social services give you a bed, they give you a desk, they give you a chair, they need to prove without reasonable doubt as to why they gave you that, and they can only support you only when you have access to recourse to funds, public funds. So in this case, who comes in? The asylum system. The asylum system, under the human rights law, has come in to support people who need support. And believe you me, many people receive this support. And the support comes financial, accommodation. And your children are allowed to go to school free of charge until you get your leave to remain. Now, whilst you're waiting for your leave to remain, there is a process. One thing that many people fail to do as well is live life off social media. And these days, their system has changed. They come on social media to check your lifestyle. And you find somebody is an asylum seeker, they are living a lavish lifestyle. Now, I don't really want to show the guy and the baby, but when you see the guy and the baby, the clothes, they are not poor. Let's just be fair, guys. If you can afford such type of clothes, surely you can afford 30 pounds food every week. I go to Aldi in the UK to shop, and the trolley is filled up with food. And this is me and 4 kids. Now, this is a woman and her son, and the guy gets 35 pounds a week from the UK government system. Believe you me, 20 pounds a week is enough to feed the family of the lady and the guy. So I completely reject that. And I have seen so many Africans doing this thing where the woman is claiming as an asylum seeker, and then the man is staying at another address. And the UK system is helping them, paying their house, doing all sorts of things. And at the end of the day, these people are still a couple, married, legally married, and they are doing this. The man lives at another address. And then when the guy gets his documents, this is what they do. It's very common among West Africans, and that's just the truth. And this is what they do. Now the guy, after the lady gets her documents, she will now start filing in for the man to get papers. Now look, the UK system is not down. Because the moment they check the birth certificate of the child, the question they'll ask is, where is the father? And then they check the system, they find that the guy is also seeking asylum. Why haven't you claimed as a couple? Why should the guy be receiving 35 pounds a week and then the lady is not receiving money? There is something we are not being told. Let's not blame the UK government system like they owe us when we should follow the laws of the land. Okay? So somebody's saying he has authorities issued autopsy. So I'm coming to that. So the internet went crazy with, the child was starving, the UK's asylum system is bogus, people are struggling. And for me, I always like to really, really look into these matters. Why was the guy living elsewhere? Somebody has commented here by saying that, let me see. Yeah. Okay, World of Atara says, regardless, you're telling the truth. I live in Switzerland and we have what we call hospice for low-income families. For asylum seekers is another branch. The government helps everyone. Honestly, the government helps everyone. Honestly, Honorable Kasosolo says, let there be a full investigation. In June, she received some food donations, but now this is August, and the baby next to her was found malnourished. Someone on asylum seeking should be taken care of to ensure that they had enough food. This is sad. It's indeed very sad, but as you stated, there was a video of her receiving food in June where she was happy. And so Eric, who is a Nigerian guy, 30 years old. Mercy was 34. He decided, he normally stays with her, but then he decided to go to his own apartment. I don't know, for some reason. So then he said, it says he still stayed with them often, but left on the Tuesday prior to Mercy's death. She was due to move flat on Wednesday, but when he didn't hear from her for a couple of days, he began seriously worrying. He tried the door on Thursday and Friday and got no answer. It was only when he stuck a hand through the letterbox on Thursday that Adrielle began to cry out, the baby. Eric raised the alarm and an emergency call. That's when Mercy's tragic body was found. Eric told Glasgow Times, "I still can't process it. I still can't believe it. I don't know where, the son got the strength from, Adrielle, because he had been there for so many days. When they opened the door, said I shouldn't come into the flat. Her body was laying in the hallway, and Adrielle was in his cot and was found by the police and the ambulance. So Adrielle, when my mind takes me back there, I cry. I don't know how to express that. When it comes to, living as a couple and loving someone, you have to be there with them in whatever situation. The Home Office, one rule that they need to abide by is the separation of families. They should never separate you as a family. They can only separate you as a family if, say, maybe the guy has a criminal offense, has done anything, and the girl. But from the look of things, they both have good characteristics. There's no issues of this one had committed a crime here and there. The guy has a master's degree in engineering, and he decided to seek asylum, obviously because he didn't want to go back to Nigeria. Now, it's sad when you see these things happening in another country, and then when we look at where we're coming from as Africans, where we're coming from as well is not good at all. And that is why for some of us, we're fighting for a better Zambia, whereby you would be comfortable in Zambia and not, you go to the UK for your education and you decide to stay. And that's why I keep on telling people in Zambia and people all over the world to say, look, when you get your qualifications in the UK, go back home. Gone are the days when you could go there and study and then you want to stay. For some of us, our children were born there, so it's different. They are citizens, it's different. And it's been after a long time, actually, after 10 years since they were born. It's not something that you can be patient about. And in that 10 years of you waiting for your child to get their residency, you won't be working because you don't have your documents as well. So it has to be a situation whereby you are surviving, but at the end of the day, your only hope is you get that document. That's what most people fight for. So it's not easy. Let me put some comments. Yes, Truth Lady E. I wanted to say that as well. It's very painful, but we need to educate ourselves as Africans that when we are in a country which is not our country, make friends with people, get knowledge from others. Do not treat yourself in isolation as if people, and the thing is, it's because we Africans, we laugh at each other at the fact that somebody doesn't have documents. You even hear somebody who lives in Africa knowing that this person is illegal in this country. And because of that and pride, people keep to themselves because people don't want to share their stories. So I think True Lady E says, I think the lady had some mental issues. The guy said they had food and she was not starving. And then there's also a statement I read somewhere where they say maybe she had a heart attack or I don't really understand that. So I just wanted to clear the air on this to say, look, let's not blame the UK government system. I have Mr. Great Joe. How are you? How are you?
Hello, thanks. Fine, thanks. Madam Lydia.
Yes. How are you?
Let me this. Fine, thanks. How are you?
Yes.
Hello.
What's your contribution on the topic?
Okay. Just let me just listen to you some bit of the time because I
Okay.
haven't
All right.
gotten the topic so
Okay.
far. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. I'll put you in the background. Sylvester Chongo is saying you are right. Applicants for various visas fail to read all the help that is available from social services, churches, and many charities out there in the UK. Information is given freely and is on the internet. We have been through the system and mastered it. No one should die of hunger in the UK. Even so-called homeless addicts who sleep in corridors get help, but they prefer to go back on the streets to beg for cash. It usually goes to alcohol and drugs. Otherwise, help is readily available. I agree. I agree. And there's somebody who said something right now, and I'm going to say that as well, because, a lot of people want to blame the UK system as if the UK system is very evil. And when it comes to human rights, they're scared. They are really, really scared. So I believe in this case, there is more to this story than meets the eye. There's a lot that we are not being told. And like Sylvester is saying, there's loads, too many organizations, believe you me, too many of them that can support you with what you call food banks every week. When I was waiting for my leave to remain myself and I had lost my job, I received food parcels from an organization. You just call them, there's a number. That was in after I had graduated and I was going to move location and everything. I had received food parcels. It's there. All you do is just call them and they will deliver to you. And in fact, at first I was like, do I really need to receive it? They're like, it's there for you if you want. And they bring you chopped tomatoes, pastas, they bring you all sorts of things. And they don't go writing on any page to say, we gave this person this, unless you tell people, but it's there. Tita says that's most likely depression, very serious consequences. So we don't know the relationship between her and the guy that causes. And I want to really talk about this point. Mimi says Nigerians in diaspora take advantage of other Africans, especially ladies from South and East Africa. Now, I have something to say there because I have been in that situation. And that's why it's very important sometimes as people to understand the backgrounds of people. You hear people mock you to say, oh, you failed your marriages or your relationship in the UK. Now, here is a story. When I was in the UK, I've been in the UK 16 years now. I found myself in a situation with somebody from Ghana, and we had 2 girls. Now, this person never wanted to put his original names on the children's birth certificates. I'm going to share this with you because it's important for you to understand this part of my life, to say, for me, I've always lived a straightforward life. And then this person said no. So I kept on asking him, well, imagine when we went to register the first child that was born at the registry, I asked him, put your name that you came with from Ghana on the children's birth certificate. And he said no. I was asking myself, why? Why can't you put your name? No, this is the name that I used to work. And then the second child again, he did the same thing. So believe you me, I never knew his date of birth. That is just the truth. I never even saw his passport. I never knew all those details. So I kept on asking. I was like, okay, at least I should know your date of birth. He said it's a secret. So it shocked me. And I remember going to court, trying to push for my documents. And the judge was asking me to say, what is the father's name? I said, this is the name I know. The immigration now said they checked the whole system. They don't know this guy's name. It doesn't exist. I felt stupid. The second one, again, the judge was like, how can you have 2 children and you don't even know the father's names and date of birth and immigration status? It may sound silly, but believe you me, What this lady is saying, that they take advantage, is very true. Now, I want you to understand this part. That's why I took this story seriously. I said, look, this is a Ugandan girl and this is a Nigerian guy. Why has this Nigerian guy neglected this girl? I pictured myself in the situation that I was in. So then the immigration now, they will now say, okay, then go to Ghana if you don't know this person. I said, no, I'm not going to Ghana. I'm sharing, this is a real story. I'm not going to Ghana. And they said, okay, then you have to wait until the children reach 7 years old. So you have to, keep in the system and, for you to be there for the period until the children are 7. Believe you me, when they wrote me letters and letters and letters, and the guy saw that there was no hope, he dumped me. And that is how I became a single mother in UK. Now, you will read comments from people to say, oh, she's a diaspora, this. I just laugh because you have no idea what these guys can do. And that's why I am very concerned about any Zambian woman or any African woman who is in the diaspora and is found among certain people from West Africa. Because for them, they are desperate to get papers by any means. By any means. So for me, my assumption is the reason why the guy was not committed to the girl is because he is hoping he can find some white girl somewhere, make her pregnant, and get documents through her. That's what they do. That's what most of them do. Because they know that the child will be born and the child will be British automatically, and then they can qualify to get what you call family life papers through that. So that is how I became, and I would ask the guy to help me with the children, and the guy said, no. So I became homeless. That's how I became homeless. Believe you me, if you want to know somebody who is a hard worker, I am very, very hard worker. I persevered. I pushed. And I told myself, I will fight hard until my children get documents in the UK. And I fought hard for it. In fact, most organizations even wanted me to be counseling other women who've been through worse situations than me. So this is a guy now, he finds himself with a British woman, a British Ghanaian, and he starts bragging, oh, my wife is British. You have no papers. Petty, right? But that's what they do, because that's some do, because they are desperate for that kind of documentation, So for him, it was more or less like, this person can't help me. Why should I commit myself? And I remember a pastor was saying this, that look, if you commit yourself, you marry this person, you pay dowry, God will bless you. But if you just want to be cohabiting with this person, then there's no point for you people to be staying together. And the guy, decided to go his own way and made up stories, obviously, so that it should be easy for him to run away. He said, I threw him out when I didn't. So when he left, he found himself with a Ghanaian who's British, is a nurse, and they had a baby. And on her birth certificate, he has put his original names that he came from Ghana. Why? Because he knew he has benefit from that child who is born British immediately because of the mother. And in my case, he did not bother to put his names. So before you judge me, ask me about life in the diaspora. And that's why I'm feeling pain for this young lady, because I'm seeing myself in that situation. But what kept me going was faith. I believed in God. I've been strong in my faith. That is why I am where I am. And that is why I am even here in Zambia, trying to help people who've been in situations that I have been, and even worse, because I am strong. So the guy now put his original names, and guess what? He is working as a qualified nurse now, driving a Mercedes-Benz, living lavish, because that's what they want. They have that competition where they want to compete with others, that life is going well for me. I'm talking about some of the Ghanaians that I've come across. That's what they did. And when you look around his friends, all the circles, one of them was married to a white lady, got his documents, dumped her, brought his wife from Ghana, gave her papers. That's what they do. So for me, looking at this story, people are blaming the UK system. I'm like, no, no, no. Let's also, for once, take the blame. You understand me? And I'm sure this young woman was found in a situation where people advise when you have a child, you can't be deported. Because then when you have a child, how is that child going to live? And so on and so forth. But for the guy, all I can say is only he knows what he what his reason was. So I wanted you guys to just know a little bit about this, because sometimes people will just look at you and think, oh, this person has lived a careless life, that's how they've been. Now look at this woman in the UK, a Ugandan, who's just lost her life trying to survive. Meanwhile, the guy was getting money from the UK government. Why didn't he share the money with her? And why were they living separately? What was the guy's plan? Okay, let me just share this on my page as well. What was the guy's plan? Because I thought it's good for people to know this part of the diaspora, so that you don't find yourself in a trap. And this is worldwide. People would tell you, even in South Africa, that this is what is happening to women. South African women are being used for documents. So women, other parts of the world, we are used as chambers. And I can imagine a Nigerian doing that to a fellow Nigerian woman and leaving her. It would never happen. If he leaves her, then there's a plan. So they are proud to be together as a couple. But for this person to be alone, I am not just happy about the whole situation. Nnana Opako, who's Nigerian, who's Ghanaian, I think, or Nigeria, says it's a shame that the Ghanaian did this to you. Moreover, I don't know the person, why some Africans maltreat themselves everywhere. They found themselves. It's a shame. The habit needs to stop. It's a habit that is there in the diaspora, where you find these guys going for women who have documents. So before you can judge me as Lillian Mutambo, you are a single mother, you don't understand the culture of the diaspora. And many of us have been naive, because when we meet these people, we think, oh, this is love, the person loves you. But at the end of the day, the person is looking for, but then I was a student on a student visa. And as I have my leave to remain, okay. So the person was looking at, do you know if you make a student pregnant, you can get papers from a student, because you get papers through a student? The stories of the diaspora, if we tell you, it's a lot. Let me add Aunt Rose. How are you, Auntie Rose?
I'm okay. How are you, Lydian? You know what you're saying? I just wanna contribute what you're saying. What you're
Yeah.
saying in the diaspora is true. Really,
Yes.
what we're saying is true. So people, they have to be very, very careful. I'm gonna share through my personal life when I came up here. I came up here with nothing. Whereby now, when you have papers like the way you're saying, people they
Yes.
want to take advantage of you. So, and the other thing I tell people, wherever you are in the diaspora, you have to know God. You have to seek Him in truth. Even people who doesn't know Him, you have to be really, really strong in prayer. And whenever the situation are happening, people they have to know the people you can share your problems. What I went through, it was terrible. Whereby you share with Africans what you're going through. Say, oh, this is America. We don't want to babysit you. So some of the things it happened to people, you can keep it to yourself. But if you know the people from church, from different organization, you can share with them. And after I got all my papers, now I'm fine. I was praying, prayer and fasting. I can fast for 40 days, 40 nights, no food, just water, seeking the Lord. But like the way you're saying, people have to be very, very strong and they have to know the people you're gonna hang with them. And then because they will take advantage of you, like the way you're saying, and when you have a problem, you can go to any different organization, the food bank, the church, they can help you. You cannot reach the point whereby something happened to you. It's really, really hard to live in the diaspora. I've been living in America for 19 years as an American citizen, whereby if my house, I just want to tell everybody, my house is open. I leave my house open. I welcome people because I know the way it feels to be seeking for things in the diaspora. For me, I'm here, somebody brought me here, and I'm here, somebody helped me to to sign the abduct of support to become an American citizen. So that's the other thing. People here, they say, oh, we cannot help you. All things are hard when you know him. Because for me, I tell people my life story. When I came here, I came with my black passport from, actually, I lived in Botswana, then I came here. The
Okay.
first thing, when you pray and seek the Lord Almighty, I was given a health insurance by Ronald Schwarzenegger with my passport, no social. I was granted, he said, this is your permanent beneficial. People, they were so scared. I went to buy my car with no driver's license. Everything I was doing by faith. So the other thing, people have to just know how to seek him and how the people you hang out with. That's the only thing I can tell people. Because my personal story, that was true with my husband after he left me with two kids. But right now, my daughter, she's in Russia. She's doing a master's. She wants to be the engineer. The little one, she's doing law. And I cried because I lived a good life, and then somebody just leave you like that. So that's the only thing I can encourage people. Otherwise, it's a sad situation when we hear stories like that. For me, my heart always just broken because I've been there before.
Yeah.
I've been there before whereby you don't know where to go, you don't know where to turn. You can only turn to the Lord Almighty. And tell people, share with people. It can be hard. Like for me, people, they used to laugh at me, say, this is America. We don't want to babysit you. So as a result, I stopped telling anybody. They will ask, are you home? Yes, I'm at home. And this time they say, oh, because she's doing fine, she's okay, she's working, she has everything, she don't want to be with people. you know. So that's the only thing I can encourage people. Otherwise, it's a tough situation when you're in that situation. It's not easy, especially because you don't know nobody and you don't want to share with people that you don't have anything. People, they will be laughing at you. So that's the only thing I can contribute to people, just even to be strong. It's not an easy road.
Yes, yes. It's not an easy road. Like um, Cletus Witty has commented that I think for you to travel abroad means you have to be prepared for anything which might come your way. And, you know, the blame game of people trying to blame the UK system, the American system, is because we've been abandoned, we've been rejected. I mean, they don't owe us. They help. We take ourselves there. They didn't come looking for us to say they want us to come to their countries. Let me see. Hi, Biemba, how are you?
I'm very fine, and you, madam?
Oh, fine, thank you. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Charleston within Munal constituency.
Oh, okay, okay. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm really following the program.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yes.
Okay, do you have any contribution? Oh, I think it was just greeting us. Okay. Shalom Prophetic Ministry says, very true. I am a victim. I'm a Nigerian. Brought him from Nigeria. Then Shalom says, my dear, they are bad, wicked, going through a lot. Women should learn. So let me just check something on the same story of the lady. It's quite sad when you read her story, but like Shalom is saying, people need to learn from that experience. Okay, so the whole picture that was painted was she was left hungry. That's her, one of the pictures on the Guardian newspaper. um, of Mercy with her baby with a Nigerian guy. Um, hold on. Okay, so she was a rainbow. Friends paint fuller picture of Mercy Baguma. After outrage at her death in Glasgow, people who knew her recall her vibrant spirit and devotion to her son. You know, if she was that vibrant, how then? Sorry, aircraft is moving. How then can she find herself in a situation like this? Like, it's really, really devastating. So Mercy Baguma loved colorful lipsticks, red, purple. It was a reflection of her personality, says a close friend. Mercy was a rainbow, she said. She had such a vibrant spirit. Now, for me, I'm shocked that somebody who has friends could be starving. Auntie Rose, I don't understand how somebody would have friends and you'll be starving.
No, not in the
In the
diaspora,
diaspora,
really.
you
Even the
have friends and they're
neighbors,
starving.
even the
And people
neighbors, they
say,
can help you.
yeah, even the neighbors can help you. So Baguma 34 was found dead in a flat in Glasgow at the weekend next to her distressed one-year-old son, prompting outrage as reports circulated that she and the boy had been starving. The latest victims of the brutal system of asylum system. Um, but as the week progressed, a more complex picture has emerged. Yeah, through speaking to close friends and associates, the Guardian has pieced together a fuller picture of Baguma as a mother, a friend, a daughter, whose father was a former Ugandan MP. Now you see that her father was a former Ugandan MP, above all, a person rather than a symbol of a systematic failure. The friend who described Baguma as a rainbow met her in 2014 at the Calabash, an African restaurant in Glasgow city centre, where Baguma was a popular member of staff until her immigration status changed and was barred from working or claiming benefits. Mercy was a hard worker and paid every single tax. And this is the thing, right? Um, there's other jobs that people do in the UK where even if you volunteer, for example, you get something small. And instead of them giving you money, they can give you food instead, so that immigration don't pin them down that you're giving this person money. But you can get food instead. They do that. Say if you're working for the British Heart Foundation as a volunteer, you can get maybe things, household goods, and then you can sell them to your friends. You can sell them to your friends. Okay, Nancy says, I wonder why Zambian women go for Nigerian men. Those people love their Nigerian women. They only come to use you, Chibeleshi, not being racist, but it's true. And that's what we are finding, like, the system. Let me just see who's trying to come. Hi, how are you, Simakondo?
Smakando.
Simakando, how are you?
Fine, thank you, madam. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Are you following our story?
I'm following very interesting story.
Yeah, so it's quite sad. We're just talking about how things happen in the UK, in the diaspora, when somebody's living there and they don't have documents, and then they find themselves in a situation where they have a child and they expect their system to help them, but the system does not help. That's just the truth. They don't help. But there's other ways in which somebody can get help. So we're just trying to find out how the Nigerian boyfriend was living elsewhere and she was living in a house with a son. And then the woman is found dead. And then the Nigerian boyfriend is the one who comes to look for them and finds that she's dead. And, it's the whole experience is very sad. Okay, Shalom Prophetic Ministry International says, I'm a Nigerian, but Igbo men are wicked. So are you saying the guy is an Igbo guy? Kizwa Dobela says, I'm in the same situation. When you try to find out what you can do or how you can live, I mean, talking to African people, they don't share the information. Instead, they will tell you you can't live with you because we are afraid of immigration officers. So Dobella, please inbox me and I can guide you as to how you can be helped. Please do not find yourself in that situation where you're not being helped. So, what would you say about what we're saying, Simakando? Oh, he's gone. We've lost him. Okay, so then um, the friend had record nights after work with Baguma when they would bring food home from the restaurant and watch a film together. You know, we were all about the African food, she said. I mean, don't get me wrong, but even if you volunteer back in the restaurant, they could be helping you with food instead of money. And the UK government system cannot stop you as long as they're not paying you cash. If you know what I mean, Auntie.
No, because even here, Lily, let me just explain. Even if you don't have anything, you can work under the table. Unless I
Yeah.
was honest, for me, that was one time. And the other thing, people, they are not so open with people. You can just find one, you'll be
Mhm.
sharing what you're going through. The problem I've seen, for me, I always help them. I always help everybody. So long, I know because I feel the way, I understand the way it feels not to have things. People, they have to be free, whereby you have to open. The other thing, because people, they don't want to tell the truth. For example, myself, when I met one of the Zambian friends, she asked me, how is your situation? I told her, I said, my sister, I don't have anything. For
Yes.
example, if I lied on that visit, she said, oh, come and have a job, because I was not working. I was just working,
Yeah.
helping people, cleaning houses. And I told myself I have everything. Okay, come and have a job. I start running. People, they have to be open and tell them what they are going through, because here you can work on the table, you can work with
Mhm, mhm,
people, you can clean houses, they'll pay
mhm.
you. Then comes
Yes.
to
Yeah.
the food, especially in the United States, you cannot go hungry. They will give you food. You can go to any church or any program, they don't ask bring you. And here in America, you can even give them your passport. They
Mhm.
don't care. They're not gonna go the immigration on you. It's so different in UK and here. Here, Mexican, they work, they stand on the
Yeah.
street waiting for people to pick them. They'll pay them cash.
Yeah.
So I don't know the
And
the
another common one that people do is that one where um you can babysit. If you have a small
yeah.
child, like she had a 16-month
Mhm.
old, you can babysit other people's children
Yes.
and you get a little 10 pounds here and there.
Mhm.
I don't believe, to be honest, there's a lot that we need to hear about this story. So let me
Exactly.
finish the story. Now, the picture that I've showed you of Baguma holding the son, um, that was part of a campaign. Um, so Becky Duncan, a photographer, was asked by the Refugee Survival Trust in Glasgow to take portraits of Baguma and her baby in July 2019. After Baguma agreed to help with their campaign material, she also got to know Baguma at the We Welcome, the group charity. You know, they just explained about how beautiful she was and blah blah blah. So we don't know. I mean, look at this. Her father was an MP. You know, the father was an MP in Uganda, former MP. So we don't know. Maybe she was thinking, why am I in this situation? Maybe my father is not going to be happy about me. There's more to this story than just. I don't think it's hunger, but the boyfriend refuses that it's hunger. Mercy Beguma photographed at a restaurant by her son's father, date unknown. So Baguma is believed to have arrived in the UK. That's the story. Sorry. So somebody was trying to call me. Baguma is believed to have arrived in the UK as a student. She's a daughter of she's a daughter of a well uh, established Ugandan family. You see. So she's a daughter of a well-established Ugandan family. She studied at a college in Paisley. Afterwards, she went through immigration and asylum process. And like many caught in the hostile environment, it appears that at times she endured hardship despite being willing to be able to support herself. Now, look, now, this is what the UK immigration system does. And that's why I was saying to you people in the beginning of this to say, look, they check on Google. So I'm sure they found it hard to believe. How can your father be a politician and you are from a well-to-do family and you are here asking us for funds? And probably they even checked her bank account and maybe they've seen transactions of money going through and they're asking, they asked her to say, where's this money from? And maybe it was a one-off, but then they ask questions like that. And then if you don't explain, they can't support you. So we can't just blame the system when your family is you are from a well-to-do family. And then we'll be saying the UK doesn't support people. I think it's unfair, for somebody to come from a well-to-do family and then, you're playing
Let
it
me
like things
just let
for
me
you.
just add on the other thing, because like the way you said, the other thing
Mm.
you have to understand, because when they check, because they check both sides, they'll check
Mhm.
here and they'll check you back where you come from. Definitely,
Mhm.
maybe she caught herself in that situation whereby they can't even help her. And then she
Mhm.
feels so bad because she was lying to the
Yes.
government, to the
Yeah.
immigration.
Yes.
Because that
Yes.
one, they can give you hard time.
Yeah, they will.
They'll
They will
give
give
you
you a
hard
hard time.
time and they can even deport you for that
Yeah.
because you're lying to the system.
Because I even thought she was from a poor family. But then when you read this thing to say her family is well to do, immigration have done their research. They've discovered that she has a well to do family. And this is where they will pin her down and say, you told us you were suffering. She's working. You told us you were suffering. Okay, so I'm also going to be leaving shortly in 4 minutes. So Eve, an outreach worker with Glasgow's grassroots, a migration-led support group, spoke to Baguma in late July. She spoke about feeling overwhelmed but not isolated. She was feeling overwhelmed but not isolated. She said that she had good friends and a support network. Her concern was for her baby's welfare and about how powerless she felt because she wasn't able to work to support herself and how lockdown was, making it worse. Baguma's elder sister is a human rights lawyer in Uganda. Released a statement to the BBC in Kampala on Thursday in which she expressed concern about the media reporting of her sister's death, in particular some suggestions that Mercy or her child had been starving. Honestly, I don't believe this. And people are trying to make it as if the UK system would make somebody starve. She cautioned against jumping to conclusions until the full facts had emerged. So there we go. We've got our answer finally from a family member who is saying the media was reporting lies. But you see, the media made it seem as if this lady was really starving. Okay, another friend said parcels of African food of kind seen being delivered to Baguma during lockdown is a widely shared charity video, which were sent not only to people in extreme poverty, but to many others struggling to source specific foodstuffs during the pandemic. Police in Scotland have said that they were treating Baguma's death as unexplained but not suspicious. The Crown Office has received a report and the death is under investigation by the Scotland Fatalities and Investigations Unit. Bridget said that although her friend was known to have health problems, her death was sudden and unexpected. Now, the health problems is what we don't know. What type of health problems were they? While the circumstances of Baguma's death and her relationship with the asylum system remain unclear, those close to her are anxious that she is presented as a person rather than a victim. Her family in Uganda hope to bring her home for burial, but face practical difficulties as the principal airport is in Uganda remains closed because of the pandemic. Meanwhile, Mercy's son is said to be thriving. A friend of the family said he is learning to walk, but he will reach out soon. Yeah, so Sam Shank says, I'm Zambian living in Glasgow. Mercy was my friend and neighbor. I am devastated. She did not die of hunger. Thank you so much. And that's what I kept on saying. I said, no, it doesn't sound true. Why would people try and say she's died of hunger? Maybe she must have been ill, or maybe she was thinking too much. We don't know. And to be honest, during the lockdown period, I just got sick and tired of staying home. Now you can imagine, and I have a job. I work, my kids go to school, my children stopped going to school in March. And it just became too much, whereby you're just staying home. Now you can imagine somebody who has no work, she hasn't been working for a long time, she doesn't have documents, and she's thinking of her family in Uganda, and then she's thinking, people can become anxious about their next step. But whereas some of us, we, have our leave to remain, we can fly out anytime. We're just thinking, I think, let me just, go out of this place and just go and see my family. And in this pandemic, the best thing to do is to be with your family. And it will help you a lot, especially when you're living abroad. You need family and friends. And because there were rules that you cannot go to people's houses, so all those things might be killing for certain people, but the boyfriend must have been there for her throughout. So I don't know, Shanks, what you would say about Mercy's boyfriend. I mean, why wasn't he there? Why did he leave? Those are the questions we're asking. Word of Toroa says, without an autopsy, it's hard for me to speculate. If there is an investigation being done, then hopefully an autopsy will be issued soon. And please make sure you comment on my video to let me know about the autopsy. Beth Chitalu says, loads of Nigerians will pregnant a British lady for a parent of a British child. Most West Africans, they do that. It's a known thing. Sam Shang says people should stop these lies. So we've concluded the matter, but I just wanted to also educate everyone as well about the situation of when you are in a foreign land and you find yourself in a situation with somebody from West Africa. Be careful, be wary, especially when he doesn't have papers and you don't have papers. Thank you so much. Let me drink some water. Yeah, I needed some water. My voice. Okay, so we have concluded the matter now. That Our Lady did not die of hunger, as people have stated. Some people have also protested about her death as well. And hold on. So, the Socialist Party of Scotland have issued like a letter that Mercy had written before. And the letter says, my name is Mercy Baguma. I am an asylum seeker with a baby, and I am not getting any financial support. I am just asking if you have any grants that I can apply for. And they're saying this is an email that was sent by 30. I don't know why they always want to paint Black people like this sometimes. This person came to the UK the person is hungry, and yet this is not the situation. Like we've read, the family is well-to-do, the family is really well-to-do. So we can't really say that she was dying of hunger or she had hunger. Okay, so an email written by Mercy Baguma, a 34-year-old Ugandan asylum seeker and single mother, just a week before her body was discovered in a flat in Govan, Scotland, Glasgow, Scotland. Her malnourished baby, son crying by her side, shows the desperation of a situation facing refugees in Scotland. But the question is, where was the father? If the father was getting £35 a week every week, why didn't he buy the child food? And then a campaign, over the asylum system has been raised, and racist immigration laws must be ended, and the right to work for all asylum seekers must be fought for. From what I know, with the UK asylum system, if you have been waiting for your case for more than a year, you are entitled to apply for permission to work, but only on the shortage occupation list, meaning jobs like, if you're looking for a job, because I'm a qualified social worker, as a social worker, you have to work with children, because that's where the shortage is. Maybe if they need nurses, but then if you're not a profession, then you cannot get a job. So this is a sad story of Mercy, but the newspaper's writing that she's starving, her family has refuted. And the sad part as well is, when she was alive, I'm not sure whether the family helped her, but now the family are looking for any means necessary to send the body home. My thoughts are with the family and the son as well, obviously, who is now with the father. And the father will now have to look after the child. Now, the Nigerian boyfriend has very nice dyed hair. He doesn't look hungry at all. That's the guy and the baby. And that's him. He looks well, and he's dressed really well. You know how it is when it comes to the system in the UK. So let me just read this part. So Eric Nnana, Nnana's whole demeanor. I don't think Nnana is a Nigerian, guys. I think Nnana is a Ghanaian. From the name, I think Nnana is a Ghanaian. I doubt he's a Nigerian. Then I don't know. Anyway, the name sounds Ghanaian. Okay, so in 2017, Eric, who is originally from Nigeria, took his phone to be repaired to a shop run by a Nigerian friend. There was Mercy. That's how they met. That's the story. And, he talks about how he receives £35 a week from the government. The family was supported by charities and their church. Yeah, so he also refutes the claims that she was malnourished. And then he says that lockdown has not been easy for the couple. They had been living separately but in March, moved in together, and it had, in a way, been a happy time for them. They were watching TV together. I feel sorry for the son. Eric came to the UK in 2008 to study at Aberdeen University, which he graduated in 2013 with a master's degree in petroleum engineering. And this is a sad part of the UK system, where when you graduate, they don't offer you an opportunity to work in that field, unless maybe other jobs like nursing and maybe medicine. 2013 to 2020, 7 years. If this guy had decided to relocate to Africa, he would be somewhere in life. For the fact that he's gotten a master's degree in petroleum engineering from the UK, at least he would have been somewhere in life. And this is where I needed to encourage a lot of people who assume that living in the diaspora is the way out. It's good. You can work any job that can help you and sustain you. But again, you miss out on certain things in life. I'll give you an example. I've lived in the UK 16 years. And I can tell you that I wish I had stayed in Zambia the 16 years, because I would have done a lot more for myself than there. Yes, I have achieved what I have, but I know that if I had used that 16 years here, there's a lot I would have achieved. Because you live in a system of bills where you're spending a lot of money on bills and bills. £475 rent to us in the UK can be nothing, but in Africa, it's a lot of money. Now, if you think about 475 rent, like for example, here you can get a house which is 3,500 kwacha, which is about 190 pounds. Check the difference. The other money is you building a house for yourself. You understand me? But there, it's easy for you to fall in the system of bills. All you do is pay bills, bills, bills. And then you have family abroad who are asking you for money, give us money for this, give us money for that. And at the end of the day, you have nothing to show for it after the years you've lived. So I wish in 2013, when he graduated, he should have considered going back to Nigeria. And this is what I wanted to encourage most of you, that in as much as you want to study abroad, you want to live in the diaspora, yes, study, but go back home. Because you stand a better chance and there are better opportunities in Africa as long as you can push through and persevere. Okay, so Mercy was was college educated, yes, and their son loves football. That's what the thing is saying. But the Home Office will only say that it may be conducting an investigation. But Eric waited all day Wednesday to hear from Mercy. They look really good. So it's really, really sad. Really, really sad. My hope for him is to grow up knowing that his dad will always be there for him. That's his dad. Too bad. Let me read some comments and what people have said. I mean, it's always good to read comments. Okay, so obviously people are saying all lives matter regardless. People are asking whether they are Nigerian. Mercy was Ugandan. Did you read the article? A sad situation, but where was he? That's the question. Where was he when she needed help? That's what people are saying. Okay. So people are saying unusual that they appear to have separate accommodations, but possibly for economic reasons, where people are claiming benefits. And that's what I was saying in the first place, where people don't live together and then they're claiming benefits. I have to go now. I posted a link earlier. Where was Eric when his wife or partner was dying and the son was starving? That's a question people are asking. Good question. I mean, where was the guy? Okay, so maybe the Herald could investigate why they seeked asylum in the UK. Is Uganda and Nigeria, are they having war? Why did they seek asylum after they were asked to leave? People would be happier accepting asylum seekers if there weren't so many chances. So people are taking it, so many comments. Okay, so this person said, Tom Fitzpatrick says, the deceased lady had been in Scotland 14 years. Her family, who are not poor, indeed her dad is an MP, and her brother is presently running for office. I believe the sister is a lawyer specializing in human rights. Both sisters were privately educated and lived privileged lives in Uganda. Mercy apparently had alcohol problems from a young age and was suffering from a liver and kidney failure. Now that makes sense. Apparently. I am puzzled how anyone can spend 14 years seeking permission to stay here for whatever reason. After 14 years of subsidized lifestyle and housing, etc., in a country that has thousands of homeless and poor, impoverished people, it must be recognized that the so-called asylum seeker system, immigration system, is rather a bad joke. All of these illegals who number in hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions, are economically on a mission to enrich themselves at the expense of the hard-working, tax-paying people of the UK. It has to change. It has to change fast too. And that is how people feel. Okay. Then Eric must have spent more on his hair. And these are the things that people look into. The guy can afford good clothes, good hairstyle, and then he's saying he's struggling. I don't believe it. Eric must have spent more on his hair than some earn on a minimum wage. By the way, maybe he should have spent on his son. You see, and then Robert Wickham says there are elements of this story that stretch credibility. That's true. But this doesn't detract us from the fact of the tragedy. Obviously, it's a bad tragedy. And then people are saying, I wish the guy, and the family, the very best, but I've made my point repeatedly that the human beings have migrated forever for survival, to find a better home and improve their lives, to improve their lives. That is as true today it has ever been. Okay, I know for certain that some people who look at this matter are pure racists, and their problem is about living and skin color and blah blah blah. But then most people are just talking about the guy. They really want to know what happened to the guy. Anyway, thank you so much for your contributions, guys, and I am really, really pleased. Somebody wanted to join the stream, but I don't think there's time now because we have to be somewhere by now. That's the stream to join. So in the evening, we're going to have a stream where we're discussing matters of Zambia. I just shared 1 or 2 videos on my YouTube channel, but then later on we'll be sharing, because we had a problem with power last night, but this time there's no power. And then I know that by evening there'll be power, so we can have our live stream where you guys can come on board and interact as we talk about the issues of Zambia. Thank you so much, and take care, everyone, for your love and support. Thank you. Take care, and may the soul of Mercy rest in eternal peace. It's a sad situation. Bye. This is my first time watching you live, and it's really great to hear your wealth of knowledge. Oh, thank you so much, Zainab. Yes, I know a lot. Okay. Dobella says, I was babysitting for someone from SA, only to find out that the family was on social workers because she was living with children alone sometimes. So I took the children to school in the afternoon. When I went to fetch them, the other one said she doesn't know me. So the teachers called the social workers. Then, and then what? So after calling the social workers, then they called the police, they called the mother. She was not picking the phone. So I went to detention. The case was, I'm stealing the kids. Oh, no. The thing is, you should have made sure you register your name in the system. What I've done myself is I have friends whom I have registered with the schools. So the schools are aware, and even social services are aware. That way you cover your back, And I mean, the mother not picking up the phone is also another problem. But she needed to put, there's no way, I don't know where you were picking up the children from, but believe me, in the UK, you can't pick up someone's child without consent from the parent. They need to confirm. So even though my friend is helping me with the children, I need to confirm as well. And you do it in writing as well. It's very important, and you write the names of the people. So thank you so much, everyone. We'll continue with live streams this evening. I have to go for meetings. Take care.